The son of the last Iranian Shah will pay a visit to Israel this week. Reza Pahlavi announced on Twitter he will take part in Holocaust Memorial Day commemorations to, quote, restore the ancient bond between the nations. Pahlavi's itinerary includes talks with government officials and a stop at the Western Wall in Jerusalem, as well as a tour of Israel's water technology. During the trip, he said he plans to deliver a speech outlining his vision for an Iranian democracy. While in Israel, Intelligence Minister Gila Gamliel will serve as his host here. Israel and Iran maintained close ties during the reign of his father, Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who was overthrown in a popular 1979 uprising. Pahlavi's visit comes as Iran grows more emboldened in the Middle East, and especially orchestrating attacks on Israel through its proxies in Lebanon and Syria. And joining me now in studio is political commentator Ambassador Daniel Shek, former Israeli ambassador to France. Ambassador, always a pleasure to have you here. Tell me the significance of such a visit, especially as a proxy war is unfolding between Israel and Iran in the Middle East.
Well, it's, how should I put this? It's symbolically very nice. It's a feel-good visit. But you have to be honest about this. He's not a force to be reckoned with currently in Iran.
He's no longer a government official.
He is a reminder of days long gone.
Right.
When Israel and Iran had very, very close ties, it was sort of a natural alliance between two regional forces that are non-Arab, the Iranians and the Israelis. Sometimes people like to add Ethiopia into that possible alliance, but then came Khomeini, and it was not to be. And he has been ever since in exile. I actually met him a few times in Paris when I was ambassador there, and he's a charming personality. Very motivated. He is profoundly attached to Iran, and he truly profoundly believes that there might be hope somewhere at the end of this tunnel that he sees as a tunnel of the Islamic Republic.
Right. And as you mentioned, he doesn't hold any sort of power here, but could there be any sort of cooperation that comes from a visit like this?
You know, he has things maybe to gain from Israel. I don't actually see what Israel could gain through him, again, because his followers are mostly in exile. They are the Iranians in exile. I'm not aware of a significant force within Iran that believes that the return of the Shah and of monarchy is the way forward.
Right.
Even those who believe in democracy and who hate the Islamic Republic, I'm not sure that their first choice would be to go back to the periods of the Shah. You have to remember that the revolution against the Shah, it had its reasons, social reasons, economic reasons. It wasn't exactly, a Jeffersonian democracy before the Islamic Revolution. But he's a very impressive person, and he does have contacts, and he understands Iran very well, and he has always been a very interesting analyst of what is happening.
Absolutely, and you mentioned it before, but before the Islamic Revolution, Iran and Israel had very close ties.
Very, on every level. Again, as I said, there was sort of a natural alliance of the non-Arab countries of the region who felt both threatened by the Arab world. It was in part what the Islamists held against the Shah was his close ties to Israel and to the US. It played both ways. But yes, there were very close ties. Intelligence, military, economic, you name it.
Well, it'll certainly be interesting to see him take part in those Holocaust Memorial commemorations.
I think that's a very nice symbolic gesture. Although his family and his people have nothing to atone for, but I think it's a nice gesture to the Jewish people.
Ambassador Daniel Shek, always a pleasure having you in studio.